couple free agent quarterbacks still need homes. The first one I want to talk about is former Carolina Panthers quarterback, former MVP, former Super Bowl choke artist, Cam Newton. Where is this guy going to end up? So my thoughts, I'm going to tell you where he's going to end up, Blake. He's not going to end up with the Bears anymore, whereas I first thought, because they traded for Nick Foles to compete with Mitch Trubisky. I thought that was a stupid trade, but what you going to do? Because, man, I don't know what they're doing up there in Chicago. But I think especially after the video he posted this weekend on Instagram, really fanning the flames with him working out with Chargers quarterback as currently their starting quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. Cam Newton was working out with them. And I think that I saw Stephen A talking about this, and one of the few times I do agree with Stephen A on this. I think that Cam Newton is going to be best fit on the Los Angeles Chargers. I think he's going to be a good guy because what Philip Rivers brought a few things to the table. He brought an arm. He brought decision making. He brought fire to the team because he was one hell of a trash talker, and he brought the entire Los Angeles Chargers fan base between him and his 11 children. But what Philip Rivers does not bring to the table is athleticism. He does not bring to a passer that can rush and can pick up yards on his feet. And you want to know who does bring that to the table? That is Cam Newton when he is healthy. I think that this is the best choice for the Chargers, and I think it's also the best fit for Cam Newton.
Yeah, I don't really have too much else to add. I think out of all the teams that are remaining, it does make a lot of sense for him to go there. Him and Tyrod, similar-ish playing styles. And
one's just better at that playing style.
Right. But I mean, Tyrod Taylor still, I never thought he was that. I think he's a serviceable backup for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's a solid backup.
Oh, I would enjoy having him as a backup, but as a starter.
Yeah, I'm scared about that. Full
we
season.
We saw his little stint on Baker Mayfield's rookie season. What, Tyrod make it 4 games?
I just don't get, when did Cam Newton become just looked at as trash?
You want to know? I have the answer for you. It was in the fourth quarter, late in Super Bowl 50, when Von Miller got around the right side, stripped Cam Newton, and when Cam Newton did not die for that football, his whole career he was going MVP season, and he was going, probably they should have won the Super Bowl unless you're going against one of the best defenses of all time. This is 2015-2016 Broncos. I'll fan for them a little bit. I think they're at least top 2 defense of all time, possibly the best defense of all time, but that's a different story. Since he didn't die for that fumble, Blake, his whole stock, his whole skill, his whole kind of career trajectory has tanked. And I honestly think we could chalk up to that moment.
I don't think so. I think he's still a good guy. I think he's still got some games left in him.
I do too. I still think he has.
I think a change of scenery could do him really well. Maybe a new obviously a new coordinator. Let's see if he still has it in him. And he's had plenty of time to rest.
Oh yeah. I think it's just workout videos, but he looks good in those. He looks healthy. I'm no doctor, but he does look good in those videos. And I think he was kind of over the last couple of years, he was being kind of weighing down in Carolina. And I do agree. I think the change of scenery, different coaching style, maybe a different offensive scheme, different city, I think it might do him well. Almost like he's like halfway through his career right now, and to hit that reset button and to kind of start from scratch and build up your career again and your image, I think that might be in his best interest, and I think that's going to be a good thing for him ultimately. And I got nothing against him. Like, I'm a Broncos fan, so I'm going to talk trash about him missing that fumble. But I think he's a good quarterback. I think he could be a great starter for a lot of teams. I wouldn't like him on the Broncos because there's some rumors, people talking about he could be a fit on the Broncos. I think the Broncos have a quarterback in Drew Lock, and they should roll forward with that. And that's also the plans of what they're probably doing in Denver. But I want to see healthy Cam Newton, because that MVP level Cam Newton, That was a fun quarterback to watch, you know? He lit the field up. He was a Lamar Jackson before Lamar
That
Jackson was
was
in the league.
that was
And he
before
was
he
a
had
great
McCaffrey on his team too.
exactly. He was the one putting the team on his back. And people forget Cam Newton's a big dude. He could run like a fullback sometimes, man. And I want the best for like we were talking John Jones. I want the best for Cam Newton because a healthy and the good Cam Newton at the top of his game is what's good for the NFL and NFL fans as a whole. Second quarterback, Jameis Winston. My landing spot for him is they're going to swap. This what's going to happen, Blake. They're going to swap. Brady went to the Bucks to kind of finish out his career. Jameis is going to become Belichick's next quarterback, and he's going to go up to New England, and he's going to go under that offensive system. He's going to kind of take a piece of the humble pie. Bill Belichick is going to put him in his place, and he's going to mold him in Belichick's system. And Jameis Winston is going to be a serviceable, at the very least, starting quarterback for the New England Patriots starting next year.
That's a fairy tale.
No. Where's he going then? If that's a fairy tale, then tell me the nonfiction.
I just don't think that he goes to the Patriots because the Patriots value like mental fortitude. And I just don't think that Jameis Winston has displayed that very well in his career.
You don't believe the words of Coach Bruce Arians trying to spark interest for Jameis Winston, saying that they were going to bring him back if Brady wasn't on there, and he's one of the hardest workers that he's ever seen.
I'm sure they're friends still, but you also saw what Bruce Arians said earlier, like during the season. Like, yeah. I mean, I just don't think Bill wants anything to do with Jameis Winston, especially if he's not going to be taking the veteran minimum salary. So
if not New England, where then?
Super tough for me to say. It just seems like everyone's kind of filled out their needs already, and then like the teams that haven't, are obviously waiting to the draft.
That people might be overlooking that might need the quarterback is the team that traded Nick Foles. I don't think enough people are talking about that. The other Florida team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, probably still need another quarterback on that roster because Minshew Mania, sure, he was lighting up for a few weeks last season, but let's be real, at Minshew's best, he was above average. Whereas if they can get Jameis on a reasonable contract, on the reasonable amount for that contract, I think Jameis Winston could be the starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nope. That's another fairy tale.
Dude, stop shooting me down like this, man. Well, at least I'm giving a couple of teams. You're not even giving me one, okay?
I know. I need to be better.
You do need to be better.
What
am I paying you for?
Dolphins, well, first of all, you ain't paying me nothing. Dolphins, they're most likely going Tua. Most likely. Bengals, they're most likely going Burrow.
They are going with Burrow.
Most likely, there's always something that's going to happen. Well, and then Chargers, I'm hearing a lot of Herbert to Chargers.
They want a second Phillip Rivers for some reason.
I just think that like all the quarterback needed teams have already been filled. It's really hard for me to say a guy that really is going to come in there and right away be competing for that starting job because just because of his status, like his previous years of playing, he's always been the starter. It's always been his team. He was a number 1 overall draft pick. Mm-hmm. It's going to take, I think, the correct situation for him to flourish. And it's going to be interesting to see which team comes calling. These are the two craziest like free agent like non-signings that I've ever seen. I mean, these in my mind, Cam Newton is a solid quarterback still. Mm-hmm. I think like you were saying, I think if healthy and if he's still, near his MVP form, he can be a stud in this league still. Jameis Winston, I'm not so sure on this guy, but I know he's not terrible. He's not one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
Potential. He for sure has a potential.
He's just got to be coached up, I think, and maybe the LASIK does some wonders. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see where he does land.
Who knows? If we're talking about this isn't realistic by any means, but if we're talking about a place that Jameis Winston, the best place for Jameis right now, I think best place for any quarterback that needs to develop is, man, it's of course it's totally unrealistic, especially given their current cap situation with them only having $177 left in cap space. I'm richer than them, but in all kind of logic aside, Jameis would be best in a perfect world. He'd be best with the Kansas City Chiefs under Andy Reid in that style of speedy offense.
Huh. That would be wild. But
Right?
yeah, just there's no way, no reason.
No, there's no way. There's no reason for them. But if we're talking about from Jameis's perspective, that could be the best. I don't know where that guy is going to end up. I think, man, I'm actually more so on the Jaguars now. I really do. I think the Jaguars need a quarterback like that, and I think they could really land a guy like that. So with
How about the
that,
Colts? Oh wait, the Colts signed Philip Rivers. Never mind.
yeah, yeah, right. That's why I was thinking the Colts are going to be a good landing spot for Cam Newton, but they got Philip Rivers. They got their guy. It is what it is at this point. It's crazy. To your point, though, almost every team is full because either they have signed their quarterback, or they're going to take some guy in the draft, and we already know that. And so it's a really weird situation to be in for these two guys, and to be any free agent quarterback right now, and any quarterback looking for a spot, because it's not looking good. It really isn't.
The only way I could see something changing is maybe if someone slid up in front of Miami, or if someone besides Miami took Tua, then I think Jameis goes to Miami.